The following WCIA3 News Special is brought to you by S&K Buick GMC, the McDonald Group, and Copper Creek Contractors. Now honoring Black history with Celebrating Central Illinois. Here is your host, Ariana Williams.
Good evening, I'm Ariana Williams, and all over the country this month is Black History Month. It's all about focusing on what contributions Black people have made to the U.S., and right here in Central Illinois, there's quite a few. From a leader in Champaign County to the first ever Black fire station in Illinois, and a school that's emphasizing teaching history. Those are just some of the many stories you'll hear tonight. We began with the launch of a first-of-its-kind radio station in Central Illinois. Illinois Public Media brought a new sound for those in the area, and it has a fitting name for the content it's bringing. I introduce you to Illinois Soul.
For the first time driving in Central Illinois, outside of Chicago, I can listen to Black music, Black radio, from Black perspective, right?
Illinois Soul 101.1 and 90.9 HD2 Urbana.
It's R&B, it's smooth jazz, it's gospel. It's Illinois Soul. And for people like Tracy Parsons, who lived in Central Illinois their entire lives, it's a familiar sound they didn't know they were missing.
So, as an African American coming into this community, or when African Americans are coming in, they always ask me the question, Tracy, what is there to do here? What is here for us?
From someone who was born and raised in Champaign, you know, this is like a dream come true, you know, an opportunity to create a high quality product and, you know, that elevates and celebrates our community.
Jill Clements is the corporate support director at Illinois Public Media. She wants this radio station to be a link between the Black community and Central Illinois. But it isn't just about music.
In small communities like this, we have a desert, information desert, about Black culture and wealth and the importance of it.
So they want to help fix that problem. Along with entertainment, they're also sharing news that resonates with their target audience.
With Illinois Soul, we're going to now have a vehicle to communicate, share information, celebrate culture, identity, music. So I'm just really, really pumped and excited.
And this sound is only the beginning for Illinois Soul.
We're looking forward to taking Champaign not only locally but regionally, and we've already, you know, national is talking about it, so we are thrilled.
Clements says this is only phase one. She's encouraging people to listen, give feedback, and help to build the legacy. This next person has become a staple within the Champaign County community. His peers say he's brought change, hope, and even helped to introduce Illinois Soul to the area. The name Tracy Parsons is now synonymous with community progress.
One of the very first Black leaders that I was made aware of and urged to get to know is Tracy Parsons.
Pushing to make change within a community is an admirable goal for anyone. But for Tracy Parsons, making Champaign County better isn't as much a goal as it is his duty.
We've seen far too often historically, Black kids are really struggling, Black families are really struggling, and I'm just passionate about changing that.
Parsons was born and raised in the area. It says he's seen the issues the Black community has faced throughout the years.
He has an infectious commitment. It is grounded in deeply good values.
Race relations is at the core of everything that we're having to deal with, but it's also the most difficult subject to address.
He's also seen and have been a part of the solutions.
It's hard for me to imagine these things actually happening if Tracy had not been among us.
My strength is that I'm a relationship builder. I get along with everyone. I'm involved in all types of groups. And so my strength gets manifested through the Community Coalition.
And now he's using his greatest gift to push the progress further. The Champaign County Community Coalition is an organization dedicated to building partnerships to bring the community together.
But I very quickly came to be so impressed by the way Tracy works with people.
Mike Ross, the Krannert Performing Arts Center director, moved to the area from New York decades ago. He says he's seen firsthand how impactful Parsons has been, sees the potential for the future he will help to foster.
I think we have reason to be hopeful here, in large part because of Tracy Parsons.
I've been around a really long time. I've seen a lot. I've seen the progress that we made, so I know how much more we can do.
A theme for this year's Black History Month is knowing your local history. And Champaign County has recently made strides in ensuring people know the African American heritage right here in our backyard.
It's important for us to stress that there is no African American history in the sense that it's separate from American history. We are African Americans in history.
Miriam Al-Rahim has been living in Champaign County for the past 40 years. She believes that Black history in the area is continuing to fade.
African Americans were here very early on. They were here prior to Champaign becoming incorporated as a city or town.
Angela Rivers is the co-chair to the Champaign County African American Trail. The Borderless Museum was introduced in 2021.
I think it's important because you get to a point where you become invisible, to the larger society.
But Rivers has been focused on the history of the area for much longer than that.
We were told stories. We always knew about our history here.
And now her mission is making sure everyone else knows the history as well.
It's important for that identity, because a lot of times, and even today, the way they teach history, we're not that included.
Many African Americans who moved to Champaign County around the time of the Civil War were farmers, most near Broadlands, Homer, and Sidney. And just north of Sidney, they called the area they lived in Springtown.
They helped to see if they can develop grocery stores, because at that time, a lot of the grocery stores in the area would not sell to African Americans.
Even then, they established their own community through churches and social organizations.
They have been extremely instrumental as far as African Americans going to school at the University of Illinois.
Although the University of Illinois has been open to African Americans since the inception, the first African American didn't attend until the 1880s. They were not allowed to live on campus or shop in campus town. But help found them, the local African American community.
They stayed with them as they were going through school, so they roomed with the people within the community.
Unfortunately, that changed as years went on.
Segregation became very intense right after Reconstruction. They were pretty much forced into what becomes known as the North End.
And much of the North End and community establishments are no longer there.
And the built environment also helps your memory. When you see something, you remember it, and you remember what happened there, and you remember your good times.
And the African American Trail is Rivers' way of bringing the good times back. The physical trail highlights areas within the county that hold cultural significance, and the website is the blueprint to the rest.
We have a lot to offer.
A Champaign County program is helping students of the next generation, why it's needed in the area, plus how one summer program is increasing reading levels by connecting the lessons with culture.
Celebrating Central Illinois continues, honoring Black history.
Because if nobody is here to uplift us, who's going to uplift the next generation?
The NCAA Afro-American Cultural, Technological, and Scientific Olympics program is the answer to that exact question. We all know the saying, in order to know where to go, you must know where you come from. And that's a sentiment the AXO program embodies throughout the year. But this month, they did something different. This month, they held a special meeting in Urbana where they invited the community out to not just celebrate Black history, but to experience it.
They are our future. They are being prepared for a world we don't know anything about.
Afro-American Cultural, Technological, and Scientific Olympics. That's what students enrolled in the NAACP AXO program are being prepared for in Champaign County.
In our public schools, I feel that there's a void as far as their informational knowledge relative to what their own people have done to move this nation and the world forward.
And for Black History Month, Barbara Gillespie is highlighting the role young Black children have now in being a part of it.
Black history is American history.
I think it's a stimulus for them to look within their own souls and realize the gifts and talents that they have, and they too can excel.
Has anyone heard of her?
Ruby Mendenhall is an African American Studies professor at the U of I, but at one point, she too was an AXO student.
Imagine when they are 18, when they are 20, when they are 25, what their minds can create, because they've already had that intense exposure.
Now she's a community example for others to follow her lead.
And that brings me like so much joy, speaking of joy, right, that I just love it, to be able to bring the resources and help students thrive.
We must continue to educate our younger people, educate our older people, and to continue to move forward.
Till earth in heaven ring.
Dr. Gillespie says when she was an educator, she made sure to sprinkle Black history into all of her lesson plans. Now, as the NAACP AXO chairperson, she's doing exactly that throughout the community.
What a better opportunity than this to help our young people to really realize what their future can be.
So today and always, we are going to celebrate Black history.
Dr. Gillespie is encouraging more families in the community to get involved. There are no fees, only fundraising. And this year, the AXO children are competing to go to Las Vegas for the AXO Nationals. And from science and math to literacy, while the AXO program is focusing on students' STEM achievements, Freedom Schools in Champaign is fostering their new love for reading. The program merges books and culture to create something they say lasts a lifetime.
A Freedom School kid is a Freedom School kid forever.
Ooh, I love my Freedom School.
Throughout the school year, students are taught multiple subjects, following a curriculum given by the district. But in the summer months, Ujima Freedom School in Champaign follows a game plan of its own.
A healthy start, a head start, a fair start, a safe start, a moral start, and a successful passage into adulthood with the help of caring adults.
And that start begins with connecting kids with material they connect with.
But some books have my name in it, because my name is a part of New York. That's crazy.
We try to empower them. All of the books are culturally relevant, so most of the books that you will see in our classrooms are filled with Black and brown faces.
The program follows the Children's Defense Fund model. It focuses on overall character building, family involvement, social action, and holistic wellness.
I think that it helps them kind of love themselves a little bit more and be confident in who they are and being confident in literacy.
They call it the whole child approach. Not only are they giving these young scholars books with characters they relate to, they're also giving them something much deeper.
You give kids something to go back to, even when times are hard or when they can't see how they're going to make it out of a situation. They can go back to their Freedom School days.
So just coming together and giving them a sense of community and a sense of hope is probably the best part.
It's a sentiment the students have come to enjoy passing on.
I'd be like tell your mom to sign you up for Freedom School, because I'll see you there and I'm going to be there next year, and it's really fun.
Cicely Thomas is on her 4th year as program director for Ujima Freedom School, but she's been involved with the program for close to 20.
One thing that I really love about Freedom School is that it really does create an extended family for me, but then also for those scholars.
Now she wants to see Freedom Schools expand past the summer program and see more families in the area get involved.
So that's something that I look forward to, just growing this programs so that all kids get an opportunity to experience what our scholars get to experience in the summer.
Tell me what you feel like doing, y'all. I feel like hanging with my tribe. Hold up, wait a minute, let me put some freedom in it. Ooh, I love my freedom school.
The 6-week program runs from June to July. Specific dates have not been set yet and is free for families to get involved. Arantoa Elementary School realized there's another key piece to ensuring kids excel in school. It's not all about what's in their head, but also what's on it. Hair insecurity can stop children from being social, being attentive, or even wanting to be in the building. Broadmeadow Elementary School hosted a Black Hair Care event where they invited students and community members to get in on the fun. Teachers and volunteers used donated hair products and tools to give their students a needed confidence boost.
It makes me feel good. It makes me feel accomplished. I feel real accomplished. I feel happy that, they actually came out. And some students, they were loners and, were just low self-esteem. But I'm happy they came out and they look happy and they're playing. So everybody's opening up today.
She says the event started by seeing the change in the students' faces and behavior when doing their hair in the principal's office. Now the event will go on for 2 more months, one in March and one in April. A fitness center in Danville isn't just for basketball and lifting weights. What it means to the Black community, plus this.
They were some of the best firefighters in the city, from what I've been told.
He's talking about the ones who were part of Danville's all-Black fire station. Find out where it was and the history behind it.
By a Black station being within the Black community, they were first to respond to their people, first to give aid to their people.
There are many heroes found in Central Illinois communities, and for 65 years, there was an entire group of them saving lives in Danville. In 1898, several men got together to form the city's first Black fire station. WCIA3's Jared Thomas spoke with the great-grandson of one of the founding members to learn about the history behind it.
Today, this building on North Walnut in Danville is owned by Habitat for Humanity. But from 1898 to 1963, it was home to the city's first African-American fire station.
They were some of the best firefighters in the city, from what I've been told, because they were first in on where the majority of the fires were.
Lieutenant Lester Potts works for the Danville Fire Department. He grew up hearing stories about this group of men. He says it was a pillar in the community.
Every day they stepped up to prove themselves, not just to prove themselves to whites, but to prove themselves, to their own community, because the real reason they were doing it was to protect their community. They maintained the growth of the community by being there to make sure that what was there was protected.
And Potts isn't the first fire lieutenant in his family. Lieutenant Henry Thompson, his great-grandfather, was one of those brave Black men fighting fires across the city in both African-American and white communities.
Very big shoes. Gives you a sense of pride, a sense of belonging.
Potts says today he's the only Black person on the Danville Fire Department. He's hoping to see more diversity soon.
I've been the only one for roughly 14 years. 14, 15 years. I've been the only one.
Reporting in Danville, Jared Thomas, WCIA3, your local news leader.
Lieutenant Potts says some white firefighters would get sent to the all-Black station as punishment back then, but many of them liked it so much they wanted to stay. Danville's all-Black fire station was the last one to be in operation in the state. Still to come, a Vermilion County organization is dedicated to being there for its community, why their new fitness center is more than just a building.
instead of finding something positive to do, it seemed like they turned, to negative activities.
One Danville organization is getting back and giving back to the root of community, the people. The Three Kings of Peace are known for mentoring, hosting events, and investing in the livelihood of people living in their neighborhood. And now, with the first Black-owned fitness center in the area, they can do it all from one place. The Three Kings of Peace is using the old saying, "It takes a village," as the backbone to their latest endeavor.
We just wanted to get something to where that the young African Americans, as well as anybody that want to come to a peaceful black-owned organizations to come and just have fun.
And that's what they're getting with the Roselawn Fitness Center. The building may not be new.
This could have closed or they had to demolish it. Well, they've put it to use.
But the message behind the new ownership is,
without us advocating for our young people, so they would, I would say, be a little lost.
And Roselawn is a place they can find themselves.
I don't want them to see like the side that I went through coming up, like making the right decisions, moving on forward from that.
It goes beyond basketball and weightlifting. Mentors are involved in the lives of the young people, even helping to change some.
It's showing people that, hey, there's always obstacles, but are you going to sit back and, complain about it, or are you going to jump over the obstacle, or go around it, or go under it? So, and that's what these guys have done.
To say Edward Butler is completely invested in the Danville community would be an understatement.
We make it our business to go and participate and to see what's going on.
He's one of the Three Kings of Peace, the Danville Branch NAACP president, and a personal mentor to young men in the community.
Man, since I was little, I've been a trouble kid, they helped me out a lot, keeping me out of trouble. I'm in training school now, that's helping me out a lot, staying away from, the bad things and, just on to the good things pretty much.
It's a sentiment branching out beyond the Black community in Danville and even the country, with players like this one coming all the way from Montserrat.
They go and speak to those high schools, they go and speak to young people, and they say, hey, if we can do it, you can do it. And that's what's so important. That's why he's here and why Wendell's here.
Butler says he would like to see more people in the community get involved. So whether you want to help, mentor, be a mentee, or simply take part, head over to Roselawn Fitness. As we wrap up, we hope you enjoy hearing the stories about the Black history and community in Central Illinois. Everyone we talk to all have the same goal, lifting up Black voices and making them heard. We look forward to telling even more stories. Thanks for watching and have a good night.
This has been Celebrating Central Illinois, honoring Black history. Brought to you by S&K Buick GMC, the McDonald Group, and Copper Creek Contractors.